Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Mesa Ridge 264 RLS fifth wheel. You guys picked a beautiful unit here. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you've got a slide you're going to need the room for, as well as your big awning. On your off campsite, got a couple slides to leave room for, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power, you're going to plug in all the way at the rear of the unit on your off camp side, or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your water connection or docking station is going to be toward the front here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing we're going to do is unhook your hitch. Inside your front compartment up here, turn this light on back here. Here's going to be your auto leveling system. Touch up and down at the same time. That's going to turn that on. These two arrows will lift or lower your landing legs. Get your vehicle up out of the way. Once your vehicle's up out of the way, you're just going to touch auto level. First thing auto level is going to do is lower your front. It's going to engage your auto leveling system. They'll start to lay down. This will lift back up. Your unit will go level. Once it stops, we know our unit's level and stable. You'll come down to your strong arms and go ahead and tighten them down. Now inside your storage here, on the other side, is a little handle. This handle is, back hurts, don't want to get down there on your knees. You can get down there and use this to tighten your strong arms. Just make sure that you loosen them before lift them up. All right, we got our unit level and stable. Next thing we're gonna do is hook up our power and water. So again, you got your big long 50 amp cord, plugs in all the way at the rear of the unit. Here's where your power plugs in, where these new ones go on. Is they'll come in to the left. Once it's on, turn it to the right, and then once it's in, put that washer on to hold that on. Now at the end of that 50 amp cord, should you need to plug into a 30 amp at a campsite, there's what we call a dog bone. Bring you from 50 down to 30 amp, and if you ever need to plug into a 110 at home or anywhere else, throw this 30 to 15 amp reducer on the end of that. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Again, your docking stations, third cabinet down. Let's start by removing the spray port hose. See that quick connects on there. So we get into our docking station a little easier. All right, they made it real simple. They give you 3 knobs and gave you the words to use. At campsites, we're going to hook up a city water connection, exactly how it is now. Red to the white, blue down, black, red to the left, blue down, black to the right. So we match city water connection. Then we grab our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this when putting water in. Grab that, hook up down here where it says fresh water connection. It's the same connection as the city. Hook that up, hook up your hose. But one more step before you turn that hose on. Just to the right of this is your hot water heater. Now all we're doing at this point, making sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out last time you were camping, draining your hot water heater. Throw a little plumber's tape on that. Not putty, putty will gum up on you. Plumber's tape is 1/8". Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a little while, I want you to go inside and open up your slides. Deploy all those slides so that you can get inside and open up all of your water taps. Kitchen, bathrooms, get them all open. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of the lines. Once all the air is out of the lines, shut them off. By that time, your hot water heater should be full and you can turn that on from indoors. If at any time your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here to see if these are bubbled up. If they are, just press them back in there or reset. Then this is your pressure release. All right, now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use the campsite, we're gonna go dry camping. Well, in that case, we have a two-step process. We'll start by filling the tank and then we'll switch to pump. Tank fill, everything goes to the right. Treat everything the same way. Fill it right here where it says freshwater connection. Make sure your hot water heater is full. However, this time you're gonna go inside and when you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, you're also gonna check the level of your fresh water. Keep an eye on that while it's filling. Once it's full, remove your hose, put your cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that freshwater tank, we'll switch this back over to pump, which is the same as city. Now you turn on your water pump whenever you want that water. Don't turn on your water pump and hooked up city connection. That's already pressurized. So when you remove that water hose and you need that fresh water, that you'll turn on your water pump. All right, we got power and water. I'll go ahead and walk you through the rest of the unit. Continuing here in this docking station up top. Here's where you hook up your cables and satellites. Got a 110 here. Again, your connections, water connections, how to use them. Here's where you will hook up your hose for winterizing. Here's where we pull our black and gray tanks. Hot and cold shower. I showed the spray hose that'll hook up to that. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. Again, your water connection. When you do hook up the water connection, if you're at the campsites, open this up and run it up from underneath here. That'll allow you to close up your docking station at night. Again, over here is your hot water heater. Down below that's going to be your low point drain. We'll dump our black and gray tanks. There's your extra gray tank over here. Coming to the front, your storage again. You gotta pull them both at the same time here. Besides your auto leveling, you also have your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to your unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Speaking of propane, your extra propane tank is carried over on this side. These are all 20s. You can change these at any convenience store or gas station. You don't have to fill them up like you would your 30s. There is more information on your auto leveling system. Continuing down our off-camp side, these are access to the back of your fridge. Freshwater drain, be easier to get to when our slides are closed. You can drain that down there by one handle. Again, your power. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. So you've installed a backup camera. Say drain for your sink in your outdoor kitchen here. Grill, press both these down at the same time. Pull your griddle out. Don't have to connect underneath. Now your gas is on. You have to shut it off in order to close this. Lighting here. Press both of them back down at the same time to get them back in. Down our campsite. So fluid for your furnace, 2 things on that. Make sure it's never blocked. And secondly, if you are running it, steer clear. It does get hot. Access panel to your water lines. On the other side of the access panel is your access to your hot water heater water lines. But for bypassing that, turn that to the left. That'll pull your propane out. Is on a regulator, lefty loosey to open, automatic crossover. You can point it toward one or use the auto. Again, 20-pound tanks, so easy to change out anywhere. Up front will be your batteries. Don't forget to check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. These are vents for your battery compartments. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside the unit. First thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Immediately to my right are some steps and your breaker box and fuses. Got a little variety down there, 15s and 20s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Coming up the wall, this is a temperature reader. You'll see a few of those throughout the unit. And then we'll get up here to our control panel. Before going to that, to the right of this is where it's pre-wired for solar. It's a template for the text to use. Leave that on there. Get the travel link, hook up the BM Pro, and just about everything you can do from this control panel here, you'll be able to do from your phone. So I'll go through the bottom before touching anything up here. All these are lighting. Interior, exterior. This will handle both. It's another spot to turn on your water pump. Extend and retract will control these, which consist of, let me start it off, pair. Open up the BM Pro on your app on your phone and just hit, you'll touch that and that'll pair to your phone. And then you can control your awning number 1, slide number 1, 2, 3, and off. So you can do all the slides from awnings from down here, touch our control panel, and go to home. So from home you can do your climate or HVAC, your lights, your motors, tanks, and energy from here, or you can go through individually over here on the left, which is what we'll do. We'll start over here on the left and start with water drop. Here's where you can turn on your water pump, another spot. Then here's where you can turn on your water heater hooked to electric and your water heater hooked to gas. Turn it on here. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Down below that is where you'll see the levels of your tanks. Black and gray fresh tanks. Fresh ones I said to watch when you're filling up your potable water to make sure that it is empty, or that see that it fills up from there. Next is going to be your motors. This will scroll, so you do your auto leveling from here, your individual jack control, your slides, your awnings. So on your awning, real quick, I'm going to bring that back in. When you run that out, you only want to run it out until you can see that white bar. Once you've got it out that far, as far as you want to run it out, it will, if you hold that button down, continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you are running it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. We'll run that back in here. As I do, I'll show you also on here you can control your slides. I can actually come up here and hit retract as well. Now that that's in, I'll close our door. Slam locks mean they work best when gently slammed. So again, the slides, we utilize those when leaving the campsite. Down here to our HVAC, heating and cooling. It's on heat, let's change that to cool. Take our temperature, Turn it down below the 74 it is in here. That will shut that heater off. It's going to crank our AC on. You can hear that running down here. It also has a quick dump on it. Blast of cold air. And when you close that back up, it forces the air through the unit. So turn on everything from here. Come over here, you can change it from cool to heat. Go back, change the fan speed from high to low, much quieter. But you'll notice when you shut the heat off that it takes a few minutes. See, the AC just shut off. It takes a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Next, let's go to our lights. Again, living room, awning, and bedroom. To show you something, all of these lights are dimmable just by dragging this button. And I'll show you it working. So all of your lights, bedroom, awning, and living room are all dimmable by sliding this button here. Next, tire pressures, and then what kind of power you're running off. Generally, you want to be on home, you want to turn on and off your lights from here, do your slides, etc. All right, continuing our unit. Kitchen here, we have a max air vent. Touch on, that is going to turn it on and open it. You can also change the fan speed, 4 different levels. Just touch off and it is going to close and shut itself off. Lighting's here, hallway, accents here. Self-explanatory microwave does have a high and low vent, as well as a light. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Fold that back. Turn these to light. Hit your spark. I believe you have to push them at the same time and have our gas on. There it goes. So push and hold at the same time. Hard to do one-handed. There's a panel light for you, or rock it down for an oven light. Oven says pilot, so you will have a pilot light down in there to light. It's off. All right, back to off. There will be a separate manual on your Norcold fridge, but come over here and turn it on. Modes, auto means when you run plugged into, you will be the AC. If you unplug it, goes to DC, to your batteries. There's just gas or auto. Set your temperature 1 through 9 being the coldest. On our island, real quick, just want to show you down here on the side is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the day, use your battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. Up top you've got a chopping block and glass dryer. Remotes for your fireplace, not just for looks anymore. Turn the heat up on that and that'll get it toasty in here in no time. Your TV remote, turn that on. You do have a safety strap you can attach for travel. Run a go to menu, arrow over to channels, arrow down to auto channel search whenever you arrive at any campsite. That way you'll get to pick up the local channels. If you grab this and pull this up, a lot of storage up underneath your TV area. The other end of your safety strap. Sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth. Turn that on. Go through our modes. You had TV sound, DVD, Bluetooth, radio. See if we can pick up anything inside this metal building here. I'm going to scan real quick. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Turn that up so you're dual zoned. Is it indoors or outdoors or both? Nice sound system. Come over to your sofa. Show you real quickly how to turn that into a bed. You want to stand in the middle, it gives you good leverage. Remove your Velcro cushions. Lift up from the middle. Open these out. Pull them towards you. And just that quickly, lay back down. You've got another sleeping quarters. Most importantly, when putting it away, make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise you can damage your sofa. Again, standing in the middle is going to give you good leverage. Putting it away. Fold these in and jackknife this down. Turn your cushions and just that quickly you're back to a sofa. Your recliners here are what I call a parachute pull. Pull on those to recline. You also have massage, heat, accent light below, and a USB port. These little food / iPad trays. Simply snap in and out of here. Your pantry. No lighting for that. Across the hall to our dining room area. Tables, chairs can be strapped in as well. Heading up the hallway. A couple things in the bathroom to point out. You are prepped for a washer and dryer with a 110 with GFCI reset there. 110 with GFCI reset here. Lighting and fan. You will have to hand crank open this. Make sure that your bedroom / bathroom door is snapped open for travel. Coming to the rear here, our lighting for back here, another temperature reader. You're prepped for a washer and dryer. You're prepped for a television here. 110 cable up there. Underneath here will be your controls for a reclining bed. That's all the way up. Turn these lights on. I'll take that all the way down one time for you. But button pulling toward you would be going down. Make sure that when you travel, when you take off, nothing is in between your bed and your wardrobe slide. That about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start with my lights. I know that if I go to my control panel and touch number 1, it's going to shut off all the interior lights that are not accent lights. Then I can walk through the unit and shut off all of those. Some are just one touch, like these. Put away your remotes, strap your TV in. Check all of your vents, make sure those are closed. There's a high and low light on your cooktop there. So come back and touch number 1. I know the bathroom light still needs to be shut off. So number 1 again is going to control a lot of your interior lights, but I can do them all from here. At this point I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Everything's buttoned down and ready for travel. Okay, so on our control panel, there's a couple spots that we can bring these slides in. On the control panel, I'm going to go to motors. I'm going to scroll this up. Slide number 1. So I'm going to open up this bathroom door so I can look in there and watch this. And I'm gonna hit retract. Again, we went in there, made sure that that door is open. Nothing is in between that slide and the bed. So that's in. Close that door. Do slide number 2 from here as well. There's going to be our kitchen side. We went through, closed all drawers, especially ones over here on the kitchen side. These slides utilize every inch. We don't want any drawers broken because we haven't put them in correctly. They all got a pretty good holder on them. So just close them. Alright, so we've done those from here. So now I'm going to go down here. I'm going to move this all the way over to slide number 3. I'm going to hit retract, and that should be my campsite. There we go. Okay, you see on the control panel it says slide 3 is retracted. That's in. Touch number 1 to shut off all my interior lights. I'm gonna look outside at my awning. My awning's off. I know all my exterior lights are off. Alright, so exiting the unit. Biggest thing you want to remember on these steps, in or out, make sure this door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on them. Bring that up. You also have adjustable feet. Simply pull on this cotter pin, move the leg where you need it to be. Now we'll set this inside, lock it inside. Now before you leave the dump station, and I say that in case you want to go inside and check the levels of your tanks as you're dumping, make sure you lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn this handle. Alright, if we're out boondocking, we are going to come all the way around and dump our fresh water drain. That's going to be this white handle right here next to your ground leveling. Pull that, bring up our leveling jacks and head on home. Bringing up our leveling jacks, we're going to hit both again. That'll turn it on. Now we're just going to hit retract all. That's going to bring up your leveling jacks. Make sure that you've loosened up your strong arms at this point so they can move. That's going to bring everything back up. Set your front up. Then come up underneath here. Lift your front manually. Get your vehicle back up underneath. Bring it down manually. Hook it up. And then just bring up your legs by holding down on this. That'll bring up your landing legs. Tuck them up in. Hook up your strong arms. And head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off-camp side. You got a 10-foot hose, comes to your convenience pad. Arrive, remove your dust cover. Hook on your stinky slinky, as we like to call it. Put the other end in the sewage dump. Come inside your control panel and pour your black holding tank. Now you know your black tank's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside the unit, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose from the dump station, hook that up to your black tank flush and turn that on and let it run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, go ahead and remove that hose, close that up, make sure all that washout that you just put in there has drained, then close your black tank. And after that black tank's done, close that up, pull our gray tank. Now while my gray is going, I like to go ahead and get up underneath, dump my low point drains. When them are done, if I'm done camping for the season, I'll hop up in here, lift up on this pressure release valve. It's gonna dump a little hot water out. When that's done, close that down, stand back, open this up, and that's going to drain your hot water heater. Store that rod right inside there. You're done there. Close up the low point drains. Close up that gray handle. Come down here and pull this last gray handle. Again, sinks and showers, going to clean your sewage hose out for you. When you're done with that, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your sewage hose container, and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Mesa Ridge for many years to come. Happy camping.